Right, good evening. Welcome to the Phoenix episode 20. We're currently at Whiskey Alpha Romeo Romeo, which is Surabaya in Surabaya in Indonesia. I've just downloaded Charts 8, so it's out of beta, so I can now show you what's going on with it. And I think, hopefully, because I've actually got to play around with this for a few months, I should be able to at least tell you how to get something sorted. So this window I'm going to open now is Navigraph charts. There we go. That's charts 8. So there you can see it there. I've actually got the VFR overlay currently in the thing. And if we zoom all the way in, we've got a full airport map, including taxiways. You've got November 6, November 1, the runways here. Identifier, we can click on that, get some airport information, open the charts. We've also got all of the radials coming out of this particular VOR. And I will show you some more things that are going on with this later in the flight, but basically let's show you how to get set up with the correct flight, because this is currently not where we're actually flying. We're flying past this point, to this point actually, BPN, which is Balikpapan Airport. We're going to WALL. This is an old flight. So we're going to unload the flight here. So you go to the tab here. You've got search here. You can search for anything. You can literally just, tap in Lowy, get all the charts for Innsbruck, find the waypoint Lewis, open charts. Now here's something that VFR is going to go. If you're a VFR flyer, you're going to love this. Okay, so I'm going to go for actually VFR, and I'm going to twiddle off the airways because we don't need them. And restrictive airspaces is also often not very necessary. IFR stuff, what do we not need? Airways, there we go, airways are off now. So now we're on VFR only and we've got nav aids. These are all of the departure routes in and out of Innsbruck. So eastbound we have in Gulf here, Gulf, India, Mike 3, Mike 2, Mike 1 following the motorway around the city of Schwarz, and then Mike 1 is out by Jenbach here. Also got Foxtrot next to Sturmried in Zillertal. We're going to go through the Joch next to Hochfügen and then go direct to Mike 3 for a final approach. Sierra to the south, Whiskies and Novembers over here, hotel. So we've got full departure routings. If you come down to Bolzano, for example, there's nothing defined for Bolzano, but we do have a 3 waypoints. We've got Castelletto, Echo 1, Presiano, Whiskey 1, Sarantino, November 1, and down here to the south we've got Egna Termeno, Sierra 1. This is a holding pattern over Bolzano VOR, and the traffic pattern in Bolzano is not well defined. It's basically just 2,000 feet left-hand patterns, make it as you will, as it often is in Italy actually. If we go somewhere like Silamsir, for example, you've got the full departure procedures and areas to avoid. So, for example, do not overfly this area here, do not overfly this area here. The neighbours get shouty. Arrivals from Echo, minimum 4,500 to Lake, to November, turn around, November, Lake, join the pattern. This is the shape of the pattern, so we've got like a dog leg here over the lake, so we're avoiding this area here. And then holding on to the mountains at 3,500, very short base and short final. Base leg for runway 26 is a bit longer, and departures via Whiskey there. Departures here, Lake, it's actually got a, does it not tell you? Minimum 3,500. There's no, there we go. Arrival minimum 4,000, departure maximum 3,500. That separates inbound and outbound traffic, but you have to zoom in to get some of the details. So it is a fantastic piece of software. It's got pretty much everything in there that you need for VFR flying now, and IFR as well. So let's load up the flight. So for example, I'm going to go flight, unload this one. I want to import a flight from SimBrief, which I've made before. I've imported WAIR to WALL, import and open. There's our route, so it's Surabaya to Balikpapan. Going to close all this down. So now we come down here. We've got a runway, and on each runway they've given us headwind and crosswind component. So I'm going to choose 28 because it's close to my gate. There we go. It then gives me the SID based on my departure routing. I can also change this. So for example, that one, it can also be those. All of these show up and you can see you've got a very nice visual display. It's great for figuring out where you're actually going to arrive visually without having to open the charts and then figure out where your waypoints are. You can see your route and you can see the endpoint. So I'm going to add ramp 2 Golf to route. That's now added. Arrival wise, runway 25, looking good. Yeah, we've got a 6 knot tailwind on 7, so we're going to add route 25. There we go. So it's automatically selected an appropriate star, and now we can choose an approach. So I can go for RNS, RNAV, or we're going to do RNAV because I love RNAV approaches. There we go. Pop that in there. And something that you might notice is if I make this full screen, basically we've got all of the charts necessary for the flight underneath. So if I go back to flight, I've chosen ramp to Golf. I'm actually going to pin the runway 28 departures. SIDS, because there's not a very well defined chart. So that's ramp 2 Golf departure out to north. The RNAV runway 25 at the destination airport. Airport information at our destination airport. For some reason it hasn't synchronized the star. So I'm going to just, is that the one we're doing? Close this down here. Yeah, we're going to do that one, add to route. And select RNAV again, add to route. Yeah, so we got RNAV here. Airport takeoff. For some reason it's not syncing the star there, which it used to do in the beta, so I don't know what they've changed there. That used to synchronize and we'd have a perfect display of all of the charts. So that's setting up an IFR flight. It's so simple now. You literally just need to know, you don't even need to know anything. The wind is in there, the METAR is even in there, so I think if I click information, not there, I don't know where the METAR's actually gone. Somewhere in there was METARs. Open airport. There you go, open airport, runways, dimensions, width, magnetic heading, wind factor, weather. That loads in the METAR here. We've also got the terminal area forecast, so that's the full forecast, as you can see here. It's also decoded it for us, as it would do in, and also given us the validity times. That is fantastic, honestly. All of the frequencies as well. So when you click on an airport and you click on information, you can get everything, procedures, charts, and you can get, for example, if you don't want to look at the charts, you can just click on procedures and get basically a charts view here. It is a fantastic piece of software. So I'm going to pause the video basically now, fly the route basically. We'll join back up when I'm coming into land at Balikpapan. Departures aren't that much interesting to be honest, just take off and then flaps up and out we go. But yeah, hopefully that was somewhat useful. Bit of a showcase of the software really.